Hi everyone, so it's time to talk about Chapter 2 of the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I am doing a chapter by chapter review. This is the prequel to The Hunger Games, and I didn't really like it the first time. I didn't hate it, but it wasn't a favorite. And now that I've listened to other people talk about it and talk about the things that they picked up, and now, that I'm listening to it and picking up those things, I'm appreciating it more. I'm seeing more of the metaphor, social commentary, the symbolism, whatever you want to call it. So, we're on chapter 2 now. And, like I said in the other video, I really like chapter 1 in all of the Hunger Games books. I think she writes fantastic openings to books, at least for the Hunger Games series. I haven't read her other books, but for those, I really enjoyed them. Even this book was really well done. And chapter 2 isn't too bad. I feel it's a little shorter. Maybe it is. So, chapter 2 is where we are introduced to Lucy Greybeard, who is Coriolanus' tribute from District 12. And while throughout the book I like the style and the personality and the idea of Lucy Gray, the reaping scene in this book wasn't my favorite, just because it kind of felt like she tried to maybe outdo the original reaping scene in the Hunger Games book, which is, a very emotional, impactful scene and everything. This one just felt a little too over the top. We have Lucy Gray, who, despite being in District 12, has makeup, has a pretty dress. It might be faded, but it still is very different from most of the grayish type outfits that most people are wearing at the reaping. There's like an altercation with the mayor's daughter. Unlike Katniss, they are not friends. Like her and Madge were. Still mad that Madge wasn't in the movies, but that's besides the point. So yeah, her and the mayor's daughter do not get along. She ends up putting snakes in her dress, the mayor's daughter's dress, and the mayor slaps her, and she starts singing, basically. And I get it's supposed to be an FU move to the Capitol and everything, and I did enjoy that, but I just felt like the whole snakes, the whole slapping, it was just kind of too much. But I'm sure people would disagree. Part of me felt like, the Katniss thing was like the big thing with the reaping and everything. And that was my problem with the book, was I felt like the Katniss connections sometimes were a little stretched. But I did enjoy the, personality of Lucy in this chapter and throughout the book. We also learn that Casca Highbottom, or Dean Highbottom, does in fact hate Coriolanus. And, he doesn't understand why, beyond that he gave him kind of an insulting nickname. But he figures that, there must be another reason that he dislikes him, which of course we do find out why much later on. But there is a scene where after the reaping, after they figure out who their tributes are, they're in like the dining hall, and he is talking to Coriolanus and basically telling him that he knows that his family is extremely poor. He asks him what he's going to do after university, and there's a prize that they are going for. And he asks, well, what if you don't get it? And he says, we'll pay the tuition. And he's like, will you now? And he points out that his shoes are too tight, his clothes are old, basically. Like, basically he knows their family is just scraping by. and he wants Coriolanus to know that he knows. Like, it's a power that he has, or like a revenge he has over Coriolanus. And so we get to know a little bit more about his character and his relationship with Coriolanus as a student, and what he thinks of him. And, you know, he sees beyond the kind of the bullcrap that the display that Coriolanus is putting on. And yeah, chapter 2 is quite interesting, short, but makes a good statement.